Bachelor. A bachelor is an unmarried man.
Since he was a bachelor, Jason did his shopping by himself.
Backstage. If something happens backstage, it occurs behind a theater stage.
After the show, the director went backstage and thanked the actors.
Bait. Bait is something used to trick a person or thing to do something.
The best bait for catching fish is a big fat worm.
Bald. If someone is bald, they have no hair.
My oldest brother is bald.
Bamboo. Bamboo is a hard plant with thin branches and leaves.
Outside his home, there's a lot of bamboo.
Bankrupt. If someone is bankrupt, then they are unable to pay their debts.
The store had few customers and soon went bankrupt.
Banquet. A banquet is a grand formal dinner.
Both families brought a lot of food for the wedding banquet.
Bare. When something is bare, it is plain. It has no covering.
He likes to walk around in his bare feet.
Barely. Barely means by the smallest amount. Almost not.
I barely had enough money to pay for my bus ticket.
Barley. Barley is a grain that is used for animal feed, health food, and beer.
The farmer grew barley to feed his cows in the winter.
Barrel. A barrel is a round thing that you can keep liquids in.
There was an empty barrel outside the house.
Barren. If land is barren, it has no plants growing on it.
People cannot farm in barren lands.
Barrier. A barrier is something that is in your way.
The Great Wall was a barrier between China and its enemies.
Basin. A basin is a large bowl for washing things. A sink is sometimes called a basin.
She filled the basin with water and washed her face.
Bay. A bay is an area near the ocean where the land goes inward.
The Golden Gate Bridge crosses San Francisco Bay.
Bead. A bead is a drop of liquid.
Beads of water collected outside the glass.
Beak. A beak is the hard, curved part of a bird's mouth.
The bird used her beak to dig a small hole in the ground.
Beam. A beam is a heavy bar.
Modern skyscrapers are made with several beams.
Behalf. If something is done on one's behalf, it is done for that person by another.
The original speaker was sick, so his son gave the speech on his behalf.
Behave. To behave is to act in a particular way, especially to be good.
She always behaves well when her father is around.
Belly. The belly is the stomach of a person or animal.
His belly was full because he ate a lot of food.
Belong. If something belongs to you, you own it.
The blue suit belongs to Paul.
Beloved. When something is beloved, it is very special and you like it very much.
The boy took a nap next to his beloved cat.
Bench. A bench is a long seat for two or more people.
Most parks have benches for citizens to relax upon.
Beneath. If something is beneath something else, it is under it.
The largest part of an iceberg lies beneath the waterline.
Benefactor. A benefactor is a person who gives money to help someone.
The student's benefactor gave him money to spend on his studies.
Beneficial. If something is beneficial, it is good for you.
Drinking milk every day is beneficial to your bones.
Benevolent. If someone is benevolent, they are kind and generous.
My father was a benevolent man and gave lots of money to charity.
Benign. If something or someone is benign, they do not hurt anyone.
Many spiders look scary, but most are actually benign.
Berry. A berry is a small round fruit that grows on certain plants and trees.
The berry looked delicious.
Beside. When someone or something is beside you, they are next to you.
The two brothers stood beside each other.
Betray. To betray someone means to treat them in a dishonest way.
The man betrayed his country when he gave away national secrets.
Beverage. A beverage is a drink.
The waiter brought our beverages first, then he brought our food.
Beware. To beware means to be careful of something or someone that is dangerous.
You should beware of driving fast on wet roads.
Beyond. If A is beyond B, A is farther away.
John's house is beyond that lake.
Bias. A bias is a person's likelihood to like one thing more than another thing.
The mothers had a natural bias for their own child's picture.
Bid. A bid to do something is an attempt to do it.
He made a bid to become the university's next president.
Bilingual. If someone is bilingual, then they can speak 2 languages.
Since you already know English, after learning French, you'll be bilingual.
Bind. To bind is to bring people together.
The victims of the flood were bound by their need to help each other.
Binoculars. Binoculars are a device used for seeing things that are far away.
He could see the ship on the horizon only if he used his binoculars.
Biography. A biography is an account of someone's life that is written by someone else.
We read a biography about Charles Darwin in science class.
Biosphere. The biosphere is the Earth's surface and atmosphere where there are living things.
Birds, trees, and worms all thrive in the biosphere.
Biotechnology. Biotechnology is the use of living parts, such as cells, in industry and technology.
Researchers at the biotechnology company use bacteria to make medicine.
Birthplace. A birthplace is a place where a person is born or where something started.
China is the birthplace of chopsticks.
Bit. A bit is a small amount of something.
I ate a bit of chocolate before I went to bed.
Bizarre. When something is bizarre, it is very strange.
My bizarre dreams make no sense to me when I'm awake.
Blacksmith. A blacksmith is a person who makes things out of metal.
The blacksmith pounded the piece of metal until it was flat.
Blast. A blast is a loud noise made by something that explodes.
There was a loud blast when the police officer fired the gun.
Blaze. To blaze means to burn brightly or powerfully.
The small fire soon blazed into a large, dangerous one.
Blind. When people are blind, they cannot see.
The blind man didn't see the hole and almost fell in.
Blink. To blink means to shut the eyes and quickly open them again.
I blinked many times so that my eyes could adjust to the bright light.
Bliss. Bliss is a state of complete happiness.
Every time he sees his girlfriend, he feels a sense of bliss.
Blizzard. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm with strong winds.
We did not dare to go outside during the terrible blizzard.
Bloom. When a plant blooms, it makes flowers.
Roses look so pretty when they bloom.
Blossom. A blossom is a flower or group of flowers.
There were colorful blossoms in the yard.
Boast. To boast is to talk about how good you are.
We all became tired of listening to him boast about himself all day.
Bold. If someone is bold, they are not afraid of doing something.
The bold man climbed the high mountain.
Bond. To bond with someone is to become friends with them.
The women bonded after several hours of conversation.
Border. A border is the edge of an area.
The postcard had a pretty green border of pine needles.
Borrow. To borrow something is to take it and then give it back later.
Can I borrow a pencil to use today? I'll give it back to you tomorrow.
Botany. Botany is the study of plants.
Gardens are the best places for botany.
Bother. To bother is to make the effort to do something.
No one bothered to wash the dishes today.
Bottom. The bottom is the lowest part.
The bottom of my shoe has a hole in it.
Boundary. A boundary is the line where one area of land stops and another begins.
This fence shows the boundary between our yard and yours.
Bow. A bow is a weapon made of curved wood and string that shoots arrows.
He went hunting with a bow and arrow.
Bowl. A bowl is a deep round dish that holds food or liquid.
I ate a bowl of cereal for breakfast.
Bracelet. A bracelet is a piece of jewelry that you wear around your wrist.
My father gave me a pretty gold bracelet for my birthday.
Brag. To brag means to talk of one's abilities or achievements in a proud way.
He had strong muscles and bragged about it to the entire class.
Braille. Braille is a system of raised patterns on paper that allows the blind to read.
The boy enjoyed reading his favorite books written in Braille.
Brainstorm. To brainstorm is to have a lot of ideas about a certain topic.
The students met after school to brainstorm ideas for their assignment.
Brass. Brass is a metal that is used to make musical instruments and ornaments.
Brass is used to make musical instruments like trumpets.
Breadth. Breadth is the distance from one side to the other side of something.
The breadth of the northern wall of the house is 20 meters.
Breakdown. A breakdown is a failure to work correctly.
Her car had a breakdown and she wasn't sure how to fix it.
Breed. A breed is a group of animals within a species.
I like small dog breeds, such as terriers.
Breeze. A breeze is a soft wind.
The breeze caused the leaves to fall off the tree.
Brew. To brew coffee or tea means to pour hot water over it.
Please brew a fresh pot of coffee.
Bribe. To bribe someone means to illegally persuade them for a favor with money.
The judge was bribed so that she would set the suspect free.
Brick. A brick is a block of hard clay that is used for building things, such as walls.
There were several bricks scattered on the ground.
Bride. A bride is a woman who is getting married or has just gotten married.
The bride looked beautiful in her wedding dress.
Brief. If something is brief, it only lasts for a short time.
The meeting this afternoon was very brief.
Broad. If something is broad, it is wide.
The river is very long and broad.
Broadcast. A broadcast is a television or radio show.
We watched the broadcast of the local news on TV.
Brook. A brook is a small stream.
Water flows down several brooks on the mountain.
Broom. A broom is a brush with a long handle used for cleaning floors.
My father usually uses a broom to sweep away dust in the basement.
Bruise. A bruise is a dark mark caused by being hit by something.
She got a bruise on her knee from falling down.
Brute. A brute is someone who behaves or looks like a violent animal.
My older brother can act like a brute when he doesn't get his way.
Bucket. A bucket is a round container to put things in.
I filled the bucket with water.
Bud. A bud is a part of a plant that turns into a flower or a leaf.
2 weeks after planting the seed, a small bud appeared.
Bulb. A bulb is the glass part of an electric light.
I had to change the light bulb in my bedroom.
Bulk. The bulk of something is its great size.
The large elephant moved its bulk with legs as strong as tree trunks.
Bullet. A bullet is a small metal object that is shot out of guns.
Bullets come in different sizes for different guns.
Bulletin. A bulletin is a news report that talks about very recent and important events.
There was a live bulletin reporting on the economy of the city.
Bully. A bully is a person who is mean to others.
The two bullies always picked on the smaller, weaker kids.
Bump. A bump is a small raised area on a surface.
The monkey got a bump on his head because he was hit by a rock.
Bunch. A bunch is a group of the same things.
She was hungry, so she ate the entire bunch of grapes.
Bundle. A bundle is a number of things that are tied together.
I was shocked when he showed me a bundle of money.
Buoy. A buoy is a floating sign that warns boats of dangerous areas.
Don't steer the boat near those buoys. There are rocks underneath the water.
Burden. A burden is a serious or difficult responsibility.
Children who do not behave are a burden to their parents.
Burst. To burst is to suddenly break open or apart.
The bomb burst over the city.
Bury. To bury someone or something means to put them in the ground.
They buried their grandfather under his favorite tree after he died.
Bush. A bush is a plant with many thin branches. It is smaller than a tree.
My dad and I planted some small bushes around the house.
Butler. A butler is the most important male servant in a wealthy house.
Whenever he needed something, he rang a bell and the butler appeared.